Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's episode 274 of the Audible Farm Podcast, and this episode is brought to you by the Fort Dodge Fine Arts Association. Go to www.fdfineartsassociation.org to find out more. Make sure you check out their podcast link there. Make sure you check out their calendar link there. Their podcast is awesome, and there's a lot of stuff going on in Fort Dodge, so make sure you check that out. This week I'm sitting down with Joe Demerath. I met Joe playing a show with Jesse Wilson at the VFW in Dakota City, Iowa. And the more I got to talking with him, he just seemed like a really cool guy. He had a fun story. And before you know it, it's like, hey, I got to reach out to him and just see what this is all about. I followed him online. We've been friends for a while. And I've seen him playing shows all over the place. He said he hasn't been playing too terribly long, so it's kind of fun to know. Like, he's got this awesome story. Took a little break from playing music, and then eventually was just like, I'm just going to go out there and do it. This podcast could have been hours long. I just want to let you guys know that we sat and talked for literally at least an hour after we were done recording. I kept thinking, like, oh, maybe this is bonus content, but no, it is not. It is not bonus content. This is what you guys are going to get. It's going to be an awesome episode. It's episode 274 with Joe Demerath.
It's the Audible Farm Podcast with your host, Peter Stockdale.
I'm sitting down today with Joe Demerath. Joe, this is what's fun about playing music is I had no clue who you were. I played a show with Jesse Wilson. That's where most of my shows come in. And he was just like, yeah, I don't really know much about this guy. I looked him up online. Let's go check it out. We're going to be playing. Let's watch him as he plays. Let's kind of get to know him and stuff. And you're a really fun guy. And you've got a lot of great stories. We were playing at the VFW. You said you were a veteran. You just have like a deep background. And it was one of those things where I was like, I got to talk to this guy in the podcast. Now this has been months and months ago that we played a show together.
Like midsummer sometime maybe.
Yes, and I haven't run into you like in person since. So we've only ever like in person met one time, and you know it's as
done.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully not forever, but you know as we were watching or like talking online, you were like, oh, I've done this and I've done this, and I was like, this is perfect for a podcast. So we had a little banter, but this is going to be a fun get to know each other's story. So
yeah, for sure, man.
Where are you originally from, Joe?
That's a good question. It's a loaded question. Asia, and then all over. My dad was one of those guys who American, red-headed white guy, in part native Seneca, Iroquois. But he looked more white, red-headed dude. Mm-hmm. But he could tan, so he could tan.
That's crazy. Redhead with a tan, though.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a leprechaun, very few and far between. But he, like a lot of people in the 60s, 70s, whatever, there's a big age gap. So I'm from his second marriage. He never had kids with his first wife. I met her. She passed away from cancer, but I met her in the course of my life. But he went in the military. And, you know, like a lot of people went to Asia and met my mom in Taiwan. So during that time, so I was born in 81. I know I'm showing my age.
87. So right, there we go.
Man, everyone, I used to laugh. I'm like, oh, I'm 81. You guys are old now. It's reversed.
Yeah.
So I'm making jokes now at gigs that young people in their 20s are like, what's that? What show is that?
Oh, wild. Yeah. Okay. Just for reference, like today, I work at a marketing firm and I record podcasts. It's like all I do all day long. And I host a couple of them. And today I hosted a podcast at a career fair with high school kids. And, you know, I ended up interviewing basically anyone who wanted to come on and do a little short interview and talk to them about social media and stuff. And I was like, what's the difference between like the older generation and the younger generation? And then I was like starting to think to myself, like, okay, so imagine me, I'm over twice your age. And then I was just like, holy cow, I'm over twice your age. Okay. So I'm over twice your age. And imagine like how, you know, that, and then you pose questions that way for generational things. But yeah, it's weird getting a little bit older.
It is. It is. Everything hurts a little more. Takes a little longer to get ready, and but anyways, so I was from my dad's second marriage, which is not a big deal. Uh, Born in Asia to my mom, they got married there. This is kind of at the time where Taiwan was a U.S. ally. They still kind of are, but it's a tricky gray space in between now with stuff in China.
Mm-hmm.
But they used to have like military bases in Taiwan in the 70s.
Okay.
Which is my mom, and then he got transferred to Guam. So I was born in Guam, which is a territory of the U.S. So I grew up technically a U.S. citizen, like born overseas. But whenever you come at this time, whenever you came to like the contiguous continental United States, you still had to kind of like immigrate. So like I technically immigrated later on in my life, but so I was born in Guam, but so I was born American citizen, just like in a territory, not in a state, like Puerto Rico or Micronesia. America has tons of territories that aren't states that people never even heard of.
Yeah.
There's some I'm still learning about. I didn't know Micronesia was part of America.
Dude, it's wild too, because you'll find some of those like chains of islands where like these four are owned by those people, and those four have sovereignty to this place.
Samoa is part of America. Some of it's part of America. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's wild how that works out.
Yeah,
so,
we're all over, man.
Yeah,
all over.
And this sounds ignorant. Did you grow up speaking English then?
Yeah, but mixture of English, but also the culture, and my mom and my dad, because he was like a foreign language guy. He spoke Mandarin.
So
I grew up speaking Mandarin in the household. But American military kids still go to like military, like schools for military kids. So, and my dad was an officer. So we went to like a very specific school, like on base or through the embassy or something. So like schooling was done kind of in English, but it's also like British English, not necessarily American English.
Okay.
Because a lot of those places were former like British territories during the colonial days.
Yeah.
So, like, if you go around Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, and I've been to all of them, they speak British English, so spelling's different. So, like, color would be like COLOUR.
Yeah.
Instead of OR.
Yes.
The lazy American way.
Yeah, you'd say, like, you say aluminium.
Yeah, aluminium, yep. Nuclear. Well, no, that's just George W.
That just made me smile so much. I don't know why.
He's a baby face. Yeah.
No, this is crazy. So did you grow up like with a British accent then, or just like the British
no, just
nuances?
I don't know, probably like my mom, like an Asian English accent.
Okay.
But we didn't speak much English because even my dad spoke Mandarin a little bit, enough to deal with like he was kind of high ranking as an officer, so like he dealt with like colonels and generals and foreign dignitaries and stuff, and he worked a lot. So even when like he was in Guam, and he was stationed there after I was born, he would travel a lot. He worked in logistics and intelligence and a bunch of different things. He was a colonel. He retired a colonel, but my mom would often take me back. She didn't speak much English, so she didn't like going to a lot of places that we ended up being stationed later, including like South Korea, Germany, Spain, some other places. So she would often, and it was too cold because Taiwan is like Hawaii. It's very tropical.
Okay.
So she would often go back and take me. And my dad like worked, back, in the military, you can work like days and days and nights and all kinds of, depending on what you do, especially overseas, because a lot of stuff done in America is done on American time when Americans are up at work, like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So a lot of people overseas military still work. They work 8 to 5, but they'll work later or earlier sometimes because people in Washington are on American time.
Okay, that's odd.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess if you need to relay or like communicate, like it's the same time. You're not like calling at 3 in the morning.
This was when radios and telephones. There wasn't. This is the early '80s, so there wasn't really internet. There wasn't email. There wasn't that kind. There wasn't fax. Mm-hmm. You actually had to call people or send, carrier pigeons or snail mail back then.
Wow, that's wild.
It's so weird to think how different our world is instantaneous now with instant, messaging and email and email and direct PDFs and links and all kinds of stuff. Video chatting, real time, secure.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, you think about like just from like a musician standpoint, on the off chance somebody's like, yeah, I need you to like sign this contract, or I need you to fill out this form or whatever.
Yep.
They can just drop it in an email. But like back in the day, it was just like, go find a fax machine and tell me the fax number. And then you had to like call them on the phone and be like, this is the number you need to fax it to.
Yeah, I'm standing right here. Go ahead and send it. Yeah. They're charging me by the minute, like by the page.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like Kinko's or whatever.
Yeah. Or like Hy-Vee or something, like anywhere in town.
Buses, etc.
Exactly. Like maybe the post office. Yeah. Oh gosh. Like that just makes me think like there's so much has changed just in that aspect. I had thought about this the other day. Only one time ever, but I one time bought tickets from Ticketmaster at a Ticketmaster like location where you had to like go into a place. There was a little corner and one person knew how to run the Ticketmaster computer, and they found you tickets and seats, and they're like, here's the seating chart. This is where you'll be seating. And like I did that one time, and that was like one of the first concerts I ever went to. I did that, and it's like that's wild because now it's all over the internet. You wouldn't imagine going to like talk to somebody with a computer to like do it for you.
No, yeah. I mean, can you imagine standing in line for something? Like, what is that? To buy tickets. or going to the airport to buy. I don't think you can even go. I don't think, unless you're changing a flight, I don't think you can go and buy tickets 6 months out at the airport desk. They're going to say, go buy it on our website.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's weird. That's weird how that works. There's a lot.
If you go there and you miss your flight and say, I got to get there, here's $3,000. You can take the next flight the same day. Yeah. But they're not going to be like, hey, I need this itinerary. Can you make it? And I'll pay you now, for this with my credit card for this flight next March. Dude, no, join our website, bro.
Yeah, it's wild to think. I mean, I never even thought of that because, like, if you wanted to fly somewhere, it's not like you could, like I guess you could call them. That'd be like some
people still do that.
That was like the only other option other than going to the airport to buy tickets from the people with the planes. That's crazy.
Internet's changed everything. Smartphones changed everything.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you grew up speaking like a mixture of languages.
Yep. And then also a little Spanish because we lived in Spain. Not as much, but.
Oh, so Spain too. You're on the opposite side of America.
Asia, Europe. Yep. Went to Asia, Europe, and then kind of back to Asia. We went to Hawaii.
Wow.
Hawaii is about as America as it is non-America, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, it's wild.
It's still America, but it's kind of like going to a different country in some ways, like Puerto Rico. Not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Just because there's a lot of people don't speak English. People still speak. There's a lot of Asian people there, Samoan, and a lot of people like obviously it's America and people speak English, but and schools are in English, like here. But a lot of people speak, like Vietnamese with their family or Chinese with their family.
Wow. That's
and
wild.
and speak their own native language at home. Because even in Hawaii, like I spoke Mandarin with my mom. Then my brother was born there, so he was always really kind of born from Hawaii. We were there for a couple of years. He was born, and then my dad retired. We moved to Montgomery, Alabama, and that's really where we were there from like 8 or 9. Don't quote me. Like 8 or 9 years old. Up until I graduated college. So, like, the formative, I guess, middle and high school years of my life were in Alabama. And that was the first place I really lived that spoke a lot of English. And that's also, like, one thing my dad did do in the military as a side thing he loved, which kind of got me into music, is he used to love, calling square dance. So, and there's a lot of country songs, so he's like, singing and bow to your partner, ride the wave, turn left, like
that's
throwing
awesome.
words into old country songs. So he used to sing, and I always did. I sang with him a little bit or whatever, not square dance, but just sang in general. We sang in the car a lot. He liked to practice, so it got me into singing. And then he retired, like I said, in Alabama. Went through middle school, high school, and really that's kind of where I kind of like really had a little like emo MTV kind of thing also, but during the 90s, especially Carson Daly, TRL.
Oh yeah.
Back when MTV and CMT actually had music videos on them.
I was trying to explain to somebody that's not even 10 years younger than me, like what TRL was and why it was a big deal, and it just they did not compute. I mean,
And
like they got it,
they
but
would wait. Like you didn't know. I mean, you didn't know like Blink-182's next song until it was debuted, like on TRL or at a certain time. Like every MTV, like every Sunday, like at 8 or something, they would debut like new music videos, and then like starting that night or the next day, you'd hear it on the radio. But it wasn't like YouTube where it was put out like instantly at like 2 a.m.
yeah,
Like you had to wait for new songs, country songs to come out. Like.
you had to know what station to, or like what
Yep.
time, and because like you said, I mean, like VH1 kind of did some of that too. There was
Yep.
there was a few of other like Fuse and a couple other. There was a few
Yep.
other ones, but like
Man, I used to love watching pop-up video on VH1.
oh, so fun, so fun.
Have all the behind the scenes of how the video was made or who did it or
Yes, I remember watching one for like, and the whatever, hate me for it, but like it was like a Backstreet Boys one, and they were like, the suit this guy's wearing in the music video is like $300,000, and you're like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
And it's like this music video cost 3.2 million, and you're like, what are you talking about? You know, like some of that stuff was just wild to see that, and it's like I can't believe this is true. And then you go look it up, and like nowadays, and you're like, yeah, that's all facts. But
It is, and it's cool. Like, and I like I don't. I mean, I love boy bands. I love country. I love girl bands. I loved rock and roll. Like, especially now as a musician, I just do covers mainly. And I do a request thing generally. I don't have a set list or anything. I never do. I just kind of go off. I mean, I have like an app that has a bunch of songs I played in the past, but I don't go in singing I'm going to do these 20 and wait or do. I just go and kind of feel the crowd. I have like 5 or 6 songs I normally do first to see how the crowd reacts. Then I'll go in a certain direction, and then especially as people if they're drinking at a bar, they'll be more open to giving song requests.
yeah.
As the night goes on, and I'll start compiling them. After like half an hour, people get into it, and then I'll know what I'm doing the next 2.5 hours until the show's over or whatever.
Yeah.
I constantly learn. I have a list of songs to learn, just from people saying, "Hey, if I don't know it, I say I'll write it down, and I'll try to learn it. And when I'll be back, tell me I'll be back, and I'll know it next time."
Yeah. Okay, so from what I remember, like watching you, obviously it's just kind of like the genre of this area, but it's like a singer-songwriter country-ish. There's rock and other influences obviously thrown in there. Do you think like I kind of want to be like, how did you end up in Alabama? Is that like where your dad's originally from, or did he just like decide to retire there?
So he's from upstate New York. That's a good question. He's from upstate New York, which is where the Iroquois Nation, Seneca, is, and he Montgomery, Alabama, was his last. Without getting into too much military stuff, that's his last assignment.
Okay.
In the Air Force, he was stationed there, and then he liked it there and didn't want to move back to New York. My mom don't like the cold. I didn't like the cold. Not like Iowa cold, but like northern, pretty much Canada snow is a whole different.
Yeah.
Like north New York. So he retired there from the Air Force. He moved there last and then retired there, and then my brother and I just stayed there until we both graduated college, and we both went in the Army ourselves separately.
Oh wow. Okay, so you don't really. It's so weird because you have such a mishmash of languages coming in and different areas. Like I think about, the Midwest is kind of like a neutral accent. You obviously got all the East Coast and the West Coast accent, and down South, you don't have like an Alabama accent. You don't have you have no accent really. It kind of blows my mind. It's like there's something there, but I don't know what it is. Is it a mix of everything?
I think it's a mix of everything. Sometimes when I get drunk, it gets like country.
Oh, okay.
If I get excited, it gets really fast, like West Coast maybe.
All right.
But I think it's just a mix of everywhere I've lived.
Okay.
All over the country, all over the world. So I've been to, not only through my dad, in his ventures in the military, but also in my Army career. I've been to 5 of the 7 continents.
Whoa.
And all I have left is Oceania, or Australia, or New Zealand, but Australia and Antarctica. And
That's wild.
Not anytime soon because my kids is young, but someday I'd like to hit all 7 in my lifetime at least. It'll probably be a while.
It will be crazy. I mean, I'm sure it's possible. random, just side question. This is where the podcast kind of gets fun. Have you ever played the song "I've Been Everywhere"?
Yeah, I get by Johnny Cash.
I just feel like it's like perfect for you. I don't know. And then you could actually just like name. You could like replace.
Isn't it Johnny Cash?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get asked a lot of Johnny Cash. It's funny when someone says do Johnny Cash, but don't do one that the Ring of Fire, and don't do all them the same ones. Do something different by him. I'll do that one sometimes, or I can't think of it now, but my favorite one by him is the one where he's working on the assembly line and he steals a part.
One piece at a time.
One piece at a time.
Dude,
yep.
That is my favorite Johnny Cash song.
I love that song. Or A Boy Named Sue. I get requested that.
Dude, that's
but
fun.
If someone asks for like one of his known ones, but isn't like his biggest hit, I always do One Piece at a Time.
That's wild.
And it's like 9 verses.
Yeah. Yeah. My buddy showed me that song. He
and long, yeah.
I remember being in like high school and I was super into like metal and punk and stuff. He's like, you got to listen to this. And I'm like, whatever. And then like I was so entranced by the song. I was like, this song is awesome. It totally like blew me out of the water. I was,
it's so well written and hilarious. And like, what's funny is like you kind of picture him walking out, in the 50s or 60s. You see him like walking out like as a assembly line worker. He's like, what's in your arm? Oh, it's just a headlight. This buck. I'm gonna take it home and fix it. No one, but he's really secretly assembling his own Cadillac at home.
Yeah. What year was it? Is it 53, 54, 55? It's like hilarious. I remember seeing
all the pieces don't match because they changed the model,
Yep. I remember
like one side has a tail fin and 2 lights, and one side has 1 light and no tail fin. And
I want to One Piece at a Time, Johnny Cash.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs.
I want to say there's like somebody either made, here it is, One Piece at a Time. There's a car for this, and it's got like the fenders and hood don't line up, and like the door and like back.
like someone made like an image.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like, it's on the Wikipedia page, so I don't know if it was like.
Yeah, I think I've seen that too. Yeah. It's like all different parts. I mean, it looks like a junkyard special.
Oh yeah, it says here Johnny Cash's One Piece at a Time Cadillac. Cash is in the driver's seat and yada 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 yada. Maybe I'll plug a picture of that in here if I remember.
That's cool,
to.
Yeah. There you go.
But yeah, so
thank you, Wikipedia. Donate that $20 a year. They keep emailing you.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Donate anything and they will not stop.
Yeah.
That's usually how it works.
And I still do because I do use it all the time. I Google Wikipedia everything.
Oh, absolutely.
And I always donate. I also feel bad when they do because it is free. So
yeah, it's wild how like still accurate it is, honestly. But
yeah.
All right, so where does the love of country music come in? I know
probably partly because like it was how I bonded with my dad. Also, my dad did square dancing for Chinese people too, and that's how they learned English. A lot of like Asian people like Western culture, John Wayne and stuff like that.
That blows me away. But then it's like, how many people over here love like manga and like cartoons,
and K-pop.
Yeah. So it totally makes sense. But I guess it just makes me think like, why would anybody revere anything over here? We don't have any history. It's like, yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
And it's funny because it's a lot like sometimes we all like things that are less popular in our own country, but they're from here. Okay. Like square dancing and round dancing ain't really that popular now. It's kind of like an elderly people thing, retirement home thing. But it's really popular in line dancing. It's still kind of popular, not like it was in the 90s or 2000s, like at a bar, or something, country bar. But and people still, like Asian people do it and love it. And awesome. It was a way that I bonded with my dad and the Chinese side of my family, because that's how he taught my Chinese uncle how to be a square dance like singer caller.
Oh wow!
So I bonded with them, and a lot of it's country music, because it's like dung 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 dung, like dancing beat, and a lot of like 60s, 70s, 80s country songs.
Man, that makes so. Do you have?
It's a mosh, and that's just how we kind of. And then going to Alabama, of course, I really got into country music.
Yeah,
growing up in Alabama, and we went hunting and fishing, and went to the lake, and my dad retired, and we grew up riding. We had a couple horses growing up.
Do you have you ever tried to do any like the line dancing, signal calling stuff?
I've done it like jokingly with my dad, but not like any kind of serious.
Oh, is that anything that you like kind of want to do? Or do you know
If I have a couple drinks in me, I don't mind dancing. I'm not a non-dancer like Lee Bryce, but I'll definitely, I don't mind getting out there, and I want to follow the crowd. I won't be in the middle, but I'll be like behind the guy and girl that know what they're doing and be like try to follow them and do their foot stuff behind them.
Okay. I just have so many questions about this because it's like fresh territory to me. Like, is it something they're making up on the fly? Do you know that, or is
a lot of no? It's kind of like karate or taekwondo, like forms and katas. Like they have specific songs, specific things designed for specific songs.
Whoa!
So if you go to like YouTube and you look up like Grundy County Auction, super popular line dance song, then like there might be a couple of people change for like difficulty level and like elderly people, or if you're disabled, you can't do like a certain kick or something with your boot, But some of them have kind of like general things and dance moves that are kind of choreographed intentionally.
Okay, I'm picking this up.
Or like,
now.
man, Redneck Woman was a huge one. Boot Scootin' Boogie, if you ever, oh my gosh, shout out to Texas Roadhouse. Every day they always do that song whenever you're eating dinner there, like at 5 and 5:30. The workers all line up and do like Boot Scootin' Boogie and stuff.
I didn't know that.
Like every half hour or something. I don't know. They used to, at least. I don't know, but they used to do that.
Yeah, there's like a Copperhead Road dance. There's okay. So now that you say that, it actually makes more sense to me because I was just
and being all over the country myself, like as an adult, like being in the military, like I've been to many, many country bars all over, just at least this country alone. And like, Copperhead Road is always kind of the same. Cotton Eye Joe.
Okay.
Always kind of has like the same, like I said, Boot Scootin' Boogie, like certain songs that are kind of like the hallmarks of like, that thing. So in this case, line dancing they're super, super similar.
Dude, I've always been like, I can't dance at all for anything. Like, not even to have fun with it. I'm so bad at it that like it's just embarrassing and I can't do it. But even people line dancing, I'm just like, how do you even do this? Like
I don't know how you remember all those like different. What direction I can electric slide or Cuban shuffle, but that's about it.
Yeah,
because they tell you what to do in the song.
that's the only way I'm going to do it. And if they're doing it at like 80 beats per minute.
Yeah. Well, I always tell people like I don't really like dancing, but I will, and I'll two-step and all that. But I'd rather be in the Jesse in the band playing the music for the people than be the people doing the dancing, because nobody wants to see me dance.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense.
There's going to be a comment on this video that's going to say we need a video of Joe dancing sometime.
Well, if somebody,
and I just gave him an idea. Dang it.
If somebody sends me one, I'll plug it in right here. No, I'm just kidding. So at what point in time do you
kids parents bar your kids' eyes?
Okay. So this is wild because we have this awesome story and we're like a half an hour in. But where do you pick up a guitar then?
It's a good question. These are all good questions, man. I was in college. Ended up going to a bunch of different colleges because I changed my major a couple times and didn't do well at some, I did at others. I was like always really smart, and I wasn't really challenged. I didn't take it serious, if that makes sense. Like I graduated high school, like national honors and all that, and I graduated college with like a cum laude or like A or B thing, but I really didn't try. So I could have had like straight A's. I just didn't care about it because it just didn't. Just having the grade itself didn't appeal to me.
Yeah, you didn't find the thing that actually drove you to want to do good.
Yeah.
I totally trust.
And the testing, I always did pretty good at like standardized testing. Like if you don't know, put C.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I totally get that because like I went to college 3 times and finished it 1 time. So like if that tells you, like there was one time I was like,
people in America, that's the American dream right there.
I at least I went and finished it. That's like,
that's impressive. Some people don't.
But I found something I liked, and
I have some friends and fraternity brothers who I don't know if they ever finished or not. They made Van Wilder look good, probably.
Well, I don't know.
7-year program.
Yeah. I mean, I took my sweet time to do it too, but I was like, going back as an adult and like figuring it out. So it took me a second, but I got there in the end, and
hey, as long as you get the finish line, that's all that matters.
Absolutely. So was there somebody that
and there's a couple times that I was smart enough to learn that let me not affect my GPA. I'll drop this class before finals, and it doesn't hurt you. You just get it incomplete, but it gets replaced when you take it again or something else. So,
yes.
And I shouldn't say the military. The Army paid for my college.
Oh.
But I did a little bit of that. So I ended up to get to music, I was in a fraternity, I was in Army ROTC and doing other stuff, working, babysitting. I was like kids, babysitting, like as kids and as science things in college. And then worked on campus, like in a computer lab. I was an IT degree back in the day, like MIS, whatever.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Never did it, really, but never did it in real life, but, got the paper. But my brother's 4 years younger than me, and he's not country at all. He's like if I'm like Alabama country, he's like West Coast, emo, punk rock.
Cool.
Kind of skater,
Nice.
But we get along, just like opposites attract, and your brothers too. So we get along with everything.
That's cool.
He actually played a couple of gigs, like he was in a band, garage band, and did some fun stuff like in high school.
All right.
And then I wanted to kind of haze him in our fraternity. I'm not a hazer, so I didn't. But I wanted to be there for like his first semester, so and it just timed it where unintentionally I changed my major, and sometimes they don't. Like, especially classes for graduates or seniors, like 4-level classes, or 4,400 classes, they don't offer them every semester. Like, the first half of the class is in the fall semester, and like the spring graduation course, part 2 of that is in the spring. Mm-hmm. So there's some classes they didn't offer in my last semester, so I had to go a fifth year, a fifth year in college.
Oh, wow.
Which the military also paid for. Thank you. And quit all my jobs, stopped everything just to enjoy before I went in the Army. Only took like 2 or 3 classes that semester. And lived in like kind of like a college dorm, not a dorm, like a college apartment, like a 4-person, like four bedrooms, like, right by campus, 4 bedrooms, like a common living room. A lot of people live in those in college, like a college, kind of apartment. Mm-hmm. Common middle space, and my brother played guitar. So when he was in school and I was just doing nothing, I was working out a lot, getting ready for the Army, just taking my last 2 classes. And I just decided to teach myself guitar randomly. He was sitting there. His guitar was sitting there in the living room one day. And I just thought, man, that'd be a great way to pick up girls or get a job or have a fun way to express yourself or just, I always like live music. Growing up in Alabama, live music's a really big thing down there. A lot of people come from Alabama, or the South. Like Jimmy Buffett. So I just kind of taught myself on the internet in the early 2000s, kind of before there was really YouTube instructional stuff. I mean, like I was like on like Cowboy Lyrics or some of these websites, just trying to figure out how to, like what's a G, like what's a C, like basic chords. And he showed me a little bit. Actually, he had a Takamine, a very nice, expensive Takamine. My dad bought him, and that was the guitar, which is Garth Brooks' favorite brand. I think it's Japanese. Great guitars.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it's one of Garth Brooks' favorite. He didn't get it because of that, because he's not a country guy. Mm-hmm. But I think it was my dad bought it for him anyways. But I just kind of taught myself, and the first 2 songs I ever. The first song he ever helped teach me, and he showed me the basic and like the rhythm and stuff, and then I kind of like practiced G, A minor. If country music's like all you need is like 3 chords and the truth. Mm-hmm. A lot of popular songs of all genres have the same 3 or 4 or 5 chords just done over and over again.
Yeah.
Change the key, tempo, whatever, the order. But the very first song he got me to practice is "Run Around" by Blues Traveler.
Oh, wow.
And it's a quick transition. I still play it at my shows now regularly. Like, it's a quick transition from like G, C, A minor, D. And it's one of those songs where he's like, you don't know this going in. You just know songs are cool. But he's like, there are some songs where the entire song is just the even the chorus, the refrain, the verses is the same 4 chords over and over and over and over and over, and the mode, the tempo never changes.
Yeah.
And that's one of them. So he was like, learn this. It's an easy way to get like these 4 chords down. And once you get them, then I remember what the next song was, but he was like, now this one is the same thing, but it's like C, G, A minor, D. So it's like just one difference. But he was like, this is a good practice to go from, instead of a G to a C, C to a G. And then once you kind of start like learning yourself at least. So I've never had a guitar lesson in my life, except for my brother a little bit over some beer. Nothing professional, and I've never had a singing lesson in my life. It's probably obvious on both cases.
Yeah.
You guys have seen me live,
dude. You can sing so well.
I sing in church, sing at red lights, and sing in the shower.
Oh, okay. You're like
The big 3.
You're like tripling my practicing regimen because all I do is the shower. So I need to. I'll start hitting some more red lights and see what comes out of it.
You just sing and you turn, someone sees you and you're like, oh, they saw me.
Oh my gosh.
Let me stop singing.
Dude, that reminds me. So I'll tell this story. It has nothing to do with anything. So today I'm driving and I'm like trying to go from point A to point B because at point B I'm like, hey, I need to get from A to B fast. I'm like, I had an appointment at A, now I got an appointment at B, and I got like 5 minutes. So I'm trying to like duck across town in a town I've never, ducked across in too much. And I'm like, I'll go down this side street. It'll be great. It's a one way. And so I'm like driving down it in the left lane and it's not a one way. And I found that out by like I pulled up next to a car and they just looked at me like, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, my bad. So, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have just taken the route I knew and had a couple more red lights. I don't know. So,
Pretty good.
You picked up an odd first 2 songs. It's kind of like, what was the first song you chose that you were like, I'm going to play this?
Oh, sorry. So I have 2 more to say real quick. Sorry.
Okay.
I was thinking about it because it's funny because I don't regularly do them, or I do randomly because people ask them. They're pretty popular. So, but the second song that he taught me how to do a basic intro to is the guitar number 1 intro to Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd.
Oh, cool.
And he was good, so he'd play like the second guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I do the bum 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 bum, and he'd do the bum 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 bum.
Yep.
I always thought I'd make it as a mediocre guitar player if I could play the guitar part 2 to that, and play both myself.
Mm-hmm.
But the time it takes for me to learn that, I could have learned 5 new country songs. If that makes sense. That's how I look at not picking or not doing certain things. I just think I could have learned 6 new country songs. And I have an ongoing list, like I said, of Jim at the Eagle, whatever, I made this up, wanted me to learn this song, so I did. So I keep it in my iPhone notes.
Okay.
So if I ever go back to the Eagle, it's a bar I made up, whatever.
Yeah.
The Eagle or whatever, then I'll go back there, and if he's there, or I'll say, hey, last time I was here 6 months ago, this guy Jim asked this song. He's not here, but I learned it. Get my word, so I'll play it.
That's cool. Yeah, you bring up a good thing. Like I think a lot of us struggle with is whether or not the juice is worth the squeeze. Like playing music wise. So I've been in like metal bands and learned to play fast, but it takes time and energy and dedication to learn certain things. Granted, once you kind of have it down, you can start adapting things to other things and it works itself out. But like, it made me think like I spent a lot of time just trying to like get my chops up to be faster. And like, now the majority of music I play with, I have zero use for trying to play a song that's at 160 beats per minute or what, like country songs aren't at that BPM, so I don't know. It's just, that's definitely brings up a good thing. I don't know if anybody has one of those, just leave it in the comments. Let's see what you got. But, other songs. So what'd you say?
For a couple, the first song that he ever taught me, which is actually really easy too. The first song he taught me about a capo and what that was and how to use it. Okay, this is in standard tuning. Before I knew what any of this meant, just standard tuning. The first song he ever taught me in capo was "All for You" by Sister Hazel, which is just capo 1, and it's a similar pattern to very similar pattern. At least the chorus, I think, is a similar pattern to "Run Around" by Blues Traveler. It's
Okay.
just half a step up. It's just one capo up.
That's wild.
The first song he ever taught me how to change tuning, like half step or drop D or whatever, and this is the last one, is "The Middle" by Jimmy Eat World.
Cool.
Because they changed like the E bass line, I think, to like dun 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 dun, and it's like I think it's like it's either drop D or I don't remember now. It's drop D or half a step or something, whatever, or it's a different tuning altogether. I don't remember, but I don't do all that tuning stuff now. I always play everything in. My guitar is just standard always, or not standard, but it's always just half a step down.
Yep.
That's just how I just keep my guitar. So it's easier to go up than it is down.
Yes.
In the tuning. So if I have a song in standard tuning, I just capo one, and then it's as if it's playing open in standard tuning. That's as in depth as I go. But as you know, like you can save your voice a lot, almost singing and not having hit like as high a note, singing or whatever. Just doing, and a lot of people live, a lot of musicians live, or MTV when they had Unplugged back in the day.
Yep.
I used to love MTV Unplugged. They would you could see them like they would tune everything half a step down.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's something a lot of people don't know, and maybe it's just like it's hard to explain to them if they just don't know it. But like,
what it means. Yeah,
if all the notes are just a little bit like, and I mean just a smidge lower, it's so much easier to sing. And sometimes in the studio, and this is crazy because I watch like studio mix master people, like just producers, just all sorts of nonsense on my reels. And one of the things I remember them talking about was like The Offspring. They had like one producer for a few albums or something where his goal.
Oh yeah, Offspring. Yep.
His goal was to make him sing over his register. So they would always like, if you listen to him singing like I can't sing it because I can't sing it like the Hit 'Em Right Between the Eyes song, thousand lies and a good disc.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
It's like there's parts of that song where it's he's singing so high he's like pushing the edge of his register, and they were like when he would sing this, he'd sometimes sing like 4 notes or 4 or 5 words at a time, and then squish another 4 or 5 notes in when we start to like plug it in, and before you know it, you have a whole chorus. But he couldn't do it all at once because it's just all too high, too much. And then so when they do it live, he usually like either tones it down or they take the whole thing down a half step so he can actually do it. I mean, there's plenty of bands I remember like
It's funny you say Offspring. I not commonly. If you know Corey Moody, he plays a lot of Offspring stuff.
Okay.
He's a local musician also. Right. Really amazing musician here in the Des Moines Metro. I'm sure he travels with his bands and stuff. But he's a great guy to interview in the future.
All right.
By the way, but he does a lot of Offspring, a lot of emo, like our 90s, 2000s punk rock like era.
Okay.
But 3 songs that I don't remember the names, but three Offspring songs that I have done, or if someone says, hey, play some like, I say MTV, play some 90s, 2000 MTV. Mm-hmm. One is, Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was so popular. The other one is, let's see if I have it. Want You Bad.
Yes, yeah.
That was really popular too. And the third one, God, what's the name of it? It's like, my friend's got a girlfriend and he hates that.
Yeah, I think that
tells me every day. Oh, Get a Job. Why don't you get a job?
Yes. Okay. Wow, dude, Offspring's one of those bands.
We're doing a trip of memory lane here.
They've got a lot more songs than I like. I went through a phase where I listened to a lot of Offspring, but even like when I was done with my phase, they kept making more songs that I still know. Yeah. It's pretty wild. I mean, their songs were like in movies and stuff. Did you mention the first song you were like, I'm going to learn this song? This is.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Which was the first?
Actually, since you know some country, the very first song that was a little more difficult, just because it was just more than GCD. Mm-hmm. That I wanted to learn. That I wanted to say, hey, this is. I also not only made it a little bit because it's faster, but I wanted to take time and learn it because of the meaning of it. Is and you might know it. It's "Chasing That Neon Rainbow" by Alan Jackson.
Maybe if I heard it,
the songs, a Neon Rainbow. Obviously it's like him trying to chase the neon. Like bar and lights and country music and that kind of lifestyle musician. and he starts off like, "Daddy, you want a radio? Tune it to a country show." So it talks about him like it's like a story of the protagonist in the song. It's one of Alan Jackson's, I want to say like his 90s, early 90s maybe. But his dad gave him a radio, and he woke up like rocking in the cradle to the crying of a steel guitar. Like he grew up listening to country in a radio, like as a baby in a cradle, and like how his origin. Then he started going to bars and traveling and trying to make some money and be a musician, kind of like his life story.
Oh wow, that's pretty
How he got
cool.
to musician, and a lot of country artists, like, it's covered all the time by a lot of people, even in like big name people, like in shows. Coetzel, I think, did a cover of it. I'm not sure, but a lot of people do covers of it because it's like it's kind of like a origin story for Alan Jackson, but a lot of people who do country.
Okay.
You know, you go to small town bars and you play them, for tips only. And you know, people throwing peanuts at you. The place there's peanuts on the floor.
Yeah.
There's like a steel gate, a steel fence.
Oh yeah. Blues Brothers style.
Bottles.
Oh.
I've never done that yet. I would. But it's kind of like a country origin story. And actually, when we moved to America, my dad gave me like his really old, that one, like everyone had it in the 80s or 90s, like that is like red or blue, like LED, not LED even, like General Electric, like clock radio.
Okay.
I was like really crappy, like Walmart or something.
All right.
Sears, whatever cheap crap thing in the day. And my dad got a new one, gave me his old one. And like only like 3 stations came in.
Dude, it's so funny.
Even in town, and one of them was country, so I just never changed it.
It sounds trivial, but it's really funny because like I remember my first radio. Like the first time I was like, oh, I got a radio in my room. Sweet.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool. I remember listening to a Monday Night Football game on the radio once on like an AM station, and it was like Minnesota was playing, so I could like pick up a Minnesota station that was simulcasting, and it was like that was sweet. So let's kind of fast forward here. We're not like getting too close to the end, but I don't want to miss anything. So you kind of started picking up the guitar, but you mentioned like you were going into the Army.
Yeah, I went in the Army, and at the time, and kind of still now, I was an officer, so I'm a retired captain. They don't really let you do a lot of side stuff, and you don't really have time to. I deployed a whole bunch. Certain ranks can get second jobs or whatever, but you're kind of never, as an officer, generally, I guess, you're kind of, or commander or someone in charge, you're never really off because you can get calls and emails and whatever 24/7 when you're in charge of people, or in charge of equipment or whatever the case is. And then I just, my second to last assignment, what I would do every now and then is kind of go to like open mics like once a month, probably 3 to 4 times a year at most. Even I go to open mics in little bars in town, and I'll sometimes a lot of open mics don't start till like 9-10 or whatever, and they go late, just like a show would, a normal show would, live music show would. And we'd have to get up at like 4 or 5 to go do PT workout every morning, and our workday starts at like 5:30, 6, whatever. So I would never, and I like to sleep. I love to sleep. I'm a sleeper, napper. If there's one side joke, if there's anything the Army taught me, it's how to sleep in a Humvee, in a tent, in the dirt, standing up.
Oh man!
Except in my own bed.
Wild.
I can sleep anywhere in the world, in any position, with the generator on, getting blown up in Iraq. I mean, getting shot at, whatever. Sleep through, and in any way except quietly in my own bed. Because that wasn't common, but
so yeah,
that was a good time. So like I would just kind of like play some shows here and there, just open mic nights, and then it really kind of got started. So when I got injured, long story, but I got injured in the military a bunch of times, and I got to the point where I was in for 12 and a half years active. And they were like like some combat injuries, some overseas, whatever. So I was in for 12 and a half years active duty. And after my second company command, I had 2 company commands. They're just certain kind of assignments.
Okay.
Really cool. It was in Phoenix, Arizona. and like I said, I did a little bit of open mics there, but I retired out of there. My ex-wife and I had our first kid, and then I wanted a break from Arizona because I'd been there for so long, and she wanted a break from there. She's from here, so we moved back to the Midwest. I didn't want to go back to Alabama. I really like living in Maryland, but living in Maryland, D.C., Virginia is terribly, terribly expensive.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, it's monopoly money. I
Yeah.
mean, I have friends who live there, and their rent is like $4,000.
Ugh.
I like a one bedroom or whatever. It's so high, it's ridiculous.
That's
So we moved to Iowa, partly for my ex-wife's job. Had 2 more kids, but then after our divorce, cordial divorce actually. She lives around the corner. I text her more than anyone else in the world. I know, not to put people down or compare. I know some people can't stand their exes or whatever. I'm lucky to have a really good, amazing ex-wife. She's a great mom, and she like I said, she lives 6 houses down around the corner. I text her more than any girl I've dated since. I mean, every day about everything. We coordinate. We co-host our kids' birthday parties. I host her birthday, my birthday, all together. Sometimes we've done holidays together, even post divorce. But in the couple of nights, because of her schedule, I have the kids a little more. She works in medical, so sometimes they have weird schedules, or she was at the ER, or something different. But they kind of like military medical people, or medical first responder, any of that. They have weird work schedules sometimes. So I have the kids a little more. But the days I didn't have them, I always wanted to kind of get into music. People knew I could sing and play a little bit, so I did like some volunteer stuff, some church stuff or whatever. And I don't remember exactly kind of how it started now. A lot of people have helped me and given me ideas. Jordan Beam, one of them. I started going out a little more. Yeah, I see the hat. Yeah, great guy. Started going out a little more on days I didn't have the kids. Since I was a stay-at-home dad for the time that I retired from the Army to now. I've been a stay-at-home dad of our 3 kids. And I do a couple other things, like I volunteer, I coach youth football. I'm a special ed substitute here in our school district. Elementary, I work with elementary kids. But I also kind of got into the music a little more and had a little more time to go out and watch people. Corey Jameson, I'm gonna miss some people. Luke Farland, his wife helped me. A lot of people, I'm gonna miss some people. Gosh, what's the name of the band? A lot of really good people help me just learn basics. Hey, email the bar this, make a Facebook page, do some short videos, or get some friends of yours. Jody really helped me. Some people help you take videos. Becky Purdue, a friend of mine, they'll go to shows and here, let me help you make this video that you can. You got a guest.
Yeah, I saw that. He's off the other camera. It's fine.
Tell them to join the party.
Yeah.
They help you, and I just started my chiropractor asked me to play for free. It was a fundraiser for a charity, and said, "Yeah, I'll play for free." And then it kind of just, and then a bar found out I did it. I think at that charity, I don't remember what bar it was now. Gosh, but and just kind of started from there. And other friends were like, "Hey, man, you do karaoke and you do open mics. You should, buy some speakers and get it going and do a little yourself." It's not any kind of primary income. Being a combat veteran myself, I tell people this, and I put it in generally in all the Facebook or social media stuff, that a lot of the money I get from that, from live music, or definitely all the tips I get, I always donate to local Iowa veterans charities and organizations. So I really don't keep any of the tip money. I donate all that generally.
Nice.
And I like to, even that day that we met, that that was a fundraiser. If you remember that, you and Jesse, you're the N friends.
Yes,
Jesse
I am N friends.
You were the N friends. Yep.
I
guess we both were. I was just the N friends opener.
Did you open or did you headline? No.
You guys were after me.
Really?
But then I came in and sang a couple songs with you guys.
God.
I don't know if you remember. We were. He told me to come in and do La Bamba with you guys, but I thought we were doing Should Have Been a Cowboy.
Oh, where
And
did
then we had to stop, and they were like, "Oh wait, keep going. It works. Like it works. We did half the song."
That's wild. That's wild.
It's just a random request by somebody and said, "Hey, I don't know it, but Joe, you know it. I came up there and sang with you guys."
Crazy.
By the way, your guitar picking's amazing, man. Way
Oh.
better than I'm a singer who can play mediocre guitar at best.
I'm a mediocre guitarist who can play mediocre
Who that-
guitar.
who that's
I can play the mediocre guitar very well.
Yeah. I also taught myself harmonica, actually.
Dude, I remember you said that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
My single favorite song of all time of any genre, and I hope one day is at my Irish wake or whatever, or however I go out, is Piano Man.
I was hoping you were going to say that. Like, it's always so funny to me that Piano Man
my
is just
favorite karaoke song.
so much
When I
harmonica.
did open mics, you only get like 20 minutes to do 3 or 4 songs. I would end up a lot of times getting requested or asked to be the last guy because I had like the best singing voice. I don't know, not guitar skills, but I taught myself to do the guitar part and the harmonica part, with the holder and everything.
Wow.
If you go back and look at my Facebook from like 2012 or Facebook, my YouTube my OG like YouTube from like 2012 or 11 or 10, like there's a video of me much thinner and no beard and no long hair, like still in the military, playing like Piano Man, practicing it, learning, trying to teach myself like with the guitar and harmonica. So to see harmonica, I didn't know this. Harmonica is one of the few instruments you don't really tune. They come in certain keys, and that's kind of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, you don't know what you don't know until you know it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that harmonica guys had 487 harmonicas on them at all times.
So I have like I carry like this wannabe Amazon Chinese. My uncle probably made it. Like this fake like K-Swiss backpack that I got on Amazon. This no name brand, right? And I take all my gigs, and it has cables and capos, back stuff.
Uh-huh.
Your gig bag or whatever. And it has all the cords and microphones and all the little stuff, and I have like that little carrier, a little red like zipper carrier. It looks like one of those old things you put like cassette tapes in.
Okay.
And carry them around,
Yep.
like one of those. But it has like
Showing our
7
age
or
again.
8 or 10 or whatever, like harmonicas in different keys, C, A, B, like A sharp, whatever.
Yeah.
Because
so
it goes. I mean, it's been a while now, but it goes on like the 10-step like chronometric.
Yeah,
chromatic scale.
yeah, it's all chromatic, so it goes all the way up,
Yeah.
all the way up every letter, and all the
Yep.
flats and sharps.
And I just the only 2 songs that I know I can play blindfolded, harmonica and guitar. So you can guess. So one obviously has got to be Piano Man. What do you think the other one is? 90s song. The guy is older. He's been around for a while. In the video, he has a hat, like a cowboy kind of hat, safari hat, and he's playing it with the guitar and harmonica with the the holder, the neck holder, and the whole video is side scrolling.
I have no clue. The only thing I can think of is Blues Traveler was a lot of harmonica.
No, yeah. So actually, it's funny. I haven't learned the intro to Bruce Traveler. I should, because I play that song in like every show.
Yeah, but that band has a lead harmonica player, so it's like
Yeah, he does, and that's like their jam. They're kind of like almost bluesy funk, pop, like rock, like in a way.
Yeah, I don't know. Where's Blues Traveler even from?
I think they're still playing like around a little bit.
Okay, so they're from New Jersey. That's wild. For some reason, a band like that, I would just say like it seems like a band from Canada. I don't know. Like something that off the wall, but still like that still hits. That's got to be from Canada, right? I don't know.
Oh, speak not Canada. This has nothing to do with Canada. I don't know why I thought of this. The song that I first learned to play like bar chords to, I think basic bar chords, I think was "Yellow" by Coldplay.
Okay. What was the song that you were talking about earlier? Did we even mention?
Oh, yes. The second song on harmonica is Tom Petty.
Okay.
God, what's it called?
Is it You Don't Know How?
Run. Yeah, You Don't Know How It Feels.
Okay. It's really
right. Good job.
It's really funny is I see that down here from 15 years ago on your YouTube channel.
Is it on there?
On your
You found it?
Oh, dude, come on, I'm a sleuth. I'll tell you what, if you guys want to find it, you can go find it. I'll let you let me You tell me what you want me to put
Man.
in the description section for links, and I'll put them down there. If you don't want this on there,
hey, put it all.
all right.
I think it doesn't have any thumbs down. I think they had thumbs down back then.
No,
I don't know if they still do.
That's hilarious. There's no
Block this
concept.
guy.
Yeah.
Block this feature. I actually just do a lot of stuff on my Facebook music page. I probably should, because I just do like 1 minute clips now because it's easier and no one's gonna watch a 3.5 minute clip on either Facebook or YouTube.
Yeah,
You kind of just go through or whatever. So I have a lot of friends, like I said, help me like when I do shows and stuff, or family that take little videos and I just clip them and sometimes crop them together, or just do like one like. The whole song, I just do like one verse and the chorus, and that's it,
Yep.
Because I mean, it's almost like all the social media stuff's under a minute. I think they call them YouTube Shorts.
Yep.
So like, I have actually not put any on there. I need to because people have asked me to.
Trust me, the shorts do very well. They almost always do.
Yeah. It's like its own category now. Like even on your own page, like
Yeah.
you have videos, shorts, playlists. Like it's its own category, and I probably have nothing on there. I should. Or at least whenever I update or upload these shorts to like Facebook, my Facebook music page, I should also simultaneously do it to YouTube Shorts. But actually, I'll do that when I get a decent day to do it.
It just takes time. It just takes time.
Yeah.
Man.
I have them all saved and cropped on my iPhone. So. By the way, if you have an iPhone, make sure you know your iPhone password, your iCloud password, and back everything up.
Yeah. I usually once a year go through and just
public service announcement. Yeah,
I just go through and double check that stuff, because if you start losing data, it's
pictures and videos especially, and like some iPhones now, I think they're auto set up if you run out of space to delete like larger files, which in our case might be like a really good video version of a song we did for a musician.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right though. Like if you think about like. Example, Jesse posted a reel or like a short or whatever of us playing Should Have Been a Cowboy up in like Blue Earth, Minnesota. And the clip was like most of a verse and most of a chorus. And I was like, well, that's all I really wanted. It's like, I don't need to eat the whole pizza. Just give me a slice or two.
It's like a shot.
Yeah. Yeah. Just one. That'll be fine for me.
Just a shot. Yeah. Just a hint. It's a taste. Like,
yeah. I like that. I don't know. I guess I always think like, I want to hear the whole cover, but it's like, do you really though? Do you need to hear the whole cover? Like you just
especially it's one thing if it's a song you wrote that you want to get traction.
Yeah.
But if everyone knows that song, of course, even if you don't know country, like that's just it's like Friends in Little Places. Everyone kind of knows those kind of songs.
Yeah.
So you've heard it by a million people. So just do a short about it or whatever you need to do.
Yeah, it's kind of like just show that you can do it. Show that you can.
Just to get a little. Oh, okay, he's okay. Right.
Yeah, this guy is good. Okay, next.
Speaking of, I always wonder when, like, if I go to a bar or email a bar venue or whatever, or they want to ask me, hey, do you have any videos, anything? I'm like, I wonder what they think, like when they look at my shorts.
Makes you wonder.
When they not my pants, but my videos on YouTube, on YouTube or Facebook, because I link them both. Yeah. I'm like, oh, he's pretty good, or he's all right. Let's offer him less money. I want to see their reaction. Or like, oh, he's great, or
yeah,
man, this guy, what's this guy even doing? I guess we got a slot to fill, and no one else is available, so we're gonna get this guy to play. I don't know.
Oh, jeez. Oh, give me a break. Dude.
Break glass in case emergency.
So this is crazy. We've basically covered all the bases for the most part. I mean, so born overseas. Traveled all over the place up until like 8 or 9 years old, lived in Alabama, ended up going to college, picking up the guitar a little bit, going into the military. Out of the military, you pick up the guitar again. You end up moving to Iowa in the long run, and that's where you're at now, down in what I would just call, generally speaking, the Des Moines area.
Yeah, Des Moines Metro.
Yep. So you're down there, and it's super cool that like you came up here and played a show up in like little Dakota City, Iowa, and I got to like run into you and see you, and it's
yeah. Awesome. I didn't even knew that town was there, except I used to date a girl post divorce. There was no dating other people when I was married. But that leads to some divorces. Post divorce, I dated a girl who's from kind of that area, that town, Humboldt or whatever it is.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me not say her name. She's an amazing person.
Cool.
Just didn't work out. Really, really, really amazing person. But I told her, I'm like, oh, dude, like, I don't remember. I think they found me because there's not many. It's not a dig. There's not many musicians that themselves are veterans. A lot of musicians donate our time to, if they're like, hey, we're going to do a fundraiser. Yeah, I'll play for free or for cheap or whatever. It's a fundraiser for homeless veterans or something. We'll donate our time or equipment or play cheap or, you give me some beers and some food and I'm good, whatever. But, not that I'm any better, but there are some. There's very few that themselves are veterans. So I get asked to do a lot of that, like anything that's like a military kind of fundraiser. And I love doing it, especially when there's like old veterans, old guys or girls in the audience. It's cool.
Oh yeah. So the VFW is like right up your alley, honestly.
Yeah,
those types of places.
I love VFW, American Legion, that kind of Eagles clubs, like
Moose Lodge.
You meet the old guy from
Elks
WW Nam.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, yeah, dude. That actually makes me think. Like, you said there's like not a whole lot of people who are veterans that are also musicians playing in this area. Again, not a dig, but it's like it makes me think. Like, well, it seems like back in the day there used to be, but it's like I think back in the day there was just more people in the military.
Yeah, because they were drafted.
Yeah, didn't really have much of a choice. But that's wild. Oh wow, crazy. It's just kind of fun how like every time I do these podcasts.
I mean, Elvis was drafted. I think like a lot of people just in that era in World War II, Vietnam, Korea, were pretty much drafted, and they did 1 or 2 years or whatever. The war ended or the conflict ended or our part of it ended, and then they came back and went on to do other things. They weren't in for a career. Yeah, they did their job, did a great job, and then moved on to other things.
Yeah, I mean, there's like sports people, baseball players, all sorts of stuff. This is wild.
Never went. I mean, when he tried to go, I'm just kidding. His character.
Who is this?
With the Rockford Peaches. What's the movie? It's the one about the girls who play baseball.
Oh, A League of Their Own.
League of Their Own. Because he was a professional baseball, watched a professional baseball player in that movie. And it was like World War II, and all the men were overseas. So people that were here, a lot of women's sports got big because they played like the Rockford Peaches, I think was the team. And he was like, I can't go in the army because I have no cartilage in my knees, but I got a cartilage in my finger to shoot Hitler. Like, what else do you need?
That's wild.
I don't know why I remember that quote from the movie.
You're actually right though. Rockford Peaches.
Oh my God.
It's perfect. That's so cool. I just a couple of years ago watched that movie again. I've only probably seen that movie 3 times in my life, and I just not terribly long ago, maybe a couple of years ago, rewatched it. I didn't even remember.
If it's on like TBS on rerun, like I'll sit down and finish it. Like The Sandlot. It's one of those movies you don't look for it, but if it's on when you're scrolling through, like, oh, let me watch. Then you get hooked. Yeah,
I mean, the movie's just stacked full of crazy famous people too. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah. It's like anytime I see Forrest Gump on, no matter where it is in the movie, I end up finishing it.
Yeah. That's right now. That's like one of the movies. I always have like a list of like, these are the movies I want to either watch or rewatch or like just put it on the list. I'll get to it later or whatever, and that one's been like cruising around the top of the list for a while now. And I need to get that one in so I can get my fix of Forrest Gump. Another good movie. Lots of people in it. Start to finish. Yeah. The whole thing's good.
Amazing. One of the best, one of the best soundtracks ever. Oh, it was 2 CDs back in the day of songs.
Yep, that's wild.
I had it, and it was like 2 CDs.
Yeah, that's so cool. All right, Joe.
I have a lot of ties to Forrest Gump, actually. Like, I have a bad back, bad knees now.
Okay. Alabama?
Went in the Army, Alabama. I played...
Greensboro, Alabama.
China. Yep, Greensboro, Alabama. I used to play competitive table tennis.
Really?
Yeah, in Asia, that's a thing.
Oh yeah,
watch like the Olympics, dude, it totally Olympics, is. Like China or whatever, South Korea, like some of those Asian countries always have like the #1 player in the world in table tennis.
Dude, yeah, they're so good. That's wild. Like I like playing a little bit of ping pong here and there, but like watching people competitively play, I'm out.
I know you're standing like 10 feet back, like hitting it as hard as you can. Like
I don't know.
I mean, I used to do that. I got really into it.
That's crazy.
Because it's super popular in Asia.
That's wild. Dude, that's super cool. You've led such a life.
Thanks.
Hopefully
I've been blessed. I've been blessed with amazing people and opportunities in my life.
Well, I think we're going to have you back on again eventually to have you tell some more stories, because I think we just got the basics this time around. But Joe, don't go away, but thank you for joining me on the podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. Thanks to everyone watching.
Okay, there you go. Absolutely I loved this episode. So fun, such a great story, lots of fun moving parts in this one. Joe is such a great guy. Like I said, we talked for a long time after this podcast was over, and I'm looking forward to part 2. Eventually we'll get there, and it's going to be tons of fun. If you haven't seen him go and play live, go check it out. He's definitely I don't know how to describe people like this. He's like a party starter kind of a guy. He's up there just having a good time, and because he's having fun, you're having fun too, and those are my favorite people to be around. So make sure you check him out live. I've got some links down below where you can find him. This is a good one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you, Joe, for joining me on the podcast. Thank you to the Fort Dodge Fine Arts Association. Thank you guys for listening, and make sure you check out all of the links down below, audiblefarm.com. Peace.